wing it. Are we ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Yeah. I want to welcome everybody back to another week of football fan talk. I'm your humble host, Big G.
It's your boy, Raider Mike.
And the young architect back at it again.
Yes. Almost caught me lying to myself. I do have the results from last week. Said, man, come on, man. Let's concentrate on the teams in the playoffs, man. I think the teams that got.
No. I'm just complimenting. I'm just calling about his hat. I wasn't talking about the playoffs, and I already know who in the playoffs.
I'll try to flex up in here, man.
Oh no.
First off, we have Architect. Man, you came on fire last week, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You was 5-1. Raider Mike was 2-4. I was 3-3. And then as far as the scores go, you got pretty close on a few of them. On the Texans game, you called it 31-27.
Mm-hmm.
Although, that wasn't really close, but that was the closest out of us.
Yeah.
Chiefs, you caught that one 17-14. Lions, you caught that one 24-21.
Yeah, I was close. I was mad on that one. I was like, damn, boy, if I was a betting man.
That one was close.
So Raider Mike got closest on that Bills game. He called it 35-10. You know what I'm saying? And I got the closest on the Bucs score with 20-17. Mm-hmm. But overall, I guess another good week. Of course, we know we got our our picks are mostly accurate for the most part, except for there was some surprises, man. The Texans,
right?
That was
no surprises over here, man. I knew it.
You had it, but shit. I mean, as far as the football world is concerned,
that was a surprise, though. But
they
were at home too.
Party. But not as big a surprise as the Packers-Cowboys game. The boys gave it up. They gave up the booty big time, and as we always do, we let the architect lead us off from the week before, man. Give us your synopsis of the games that went down, man.
All right. Well, I'll save the Cowboys for last. But did you know in the last 5 playoff games for the Steelers, they have been outscored 66-0 in the first quarter?
Damn.
That ain't good.
And also, in the last 5 playoff games, they've been outscored 122-47 in the first half.
Shit.
Now, I know when I say that, most people are going to be like, well, they're going to look at Tomlin. I'm going to be honest. That team overachieves like hell for Mike Tomlin, man. Honestly, I feel like if Mike Tomlin wasn't that head coach, they'd probably win maybe 5-6 games at most.
I'll say 4.
I don't know how he controls like who he brings in as far as his coordinators and his staff, but he needs to get a better team around him. Because, I mean, to say that you've never had a losing season and in the last 5 years, man, y'all really haven't scored. Y'all haven't scored in the first quarter of a playoff game is insane. Like, that's kind of crazy to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
I don't know what it is. Something's got to give. Maybe it is the quarterback. Maybe it is the offense, whatever. They need to go out and hire.
They haven't had a quarterback in damn near a decade because Ben Roethlisberger, he was over the hill for a long time.
So I mean, they need another surefire quarterback. They need to, trade up, get something. I don't know, but
at least they were scoring with Big Ben.
Sometimes, not at the end.
Sometimes,
not at the.
Matter of fact, it was the only time they scored with Big Ben is when they had Antonio Brown. Shit. Before Antonio, they wasn't really scoring like that, and after him, they weren't.
What's it called?
Know what that means?
I feel like the Browns, they might have wasted their money with Deshaun Watson. Yeah, I know he's hurt, but you pay him $230 million fully guaranteed. Next year he has a $64 million cap hit or $65 million cap hit. That's gonna hurt, especially as far as bringing in talent. Obviously, especially after seeing what Joe Flacco did in the later half of the season, you're like, damn, we kind of just signed this guy off the couch. So that'll be interesting to see what the Browns do going into the offseason. The Rams played really well. They did. The Rams-Lions game was a hell of a game. But Jared Goff, like I said, Dan Campbell, he believes in Jared Goff. And it kind of brought out that confidence, and he got his revenge on his old team. Good on him. Jared Goff, I mean, he played well. Matt Stafford played well too. He didn't throw an interception. He had over 300 yards. He did his thing. But Jared Goff, instead of throwing a timely pick in the later half of that game, he sealed it. throwing it to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Good on him. Good on him for that. Showing his maturity, showing. Well, I guess I don't know. I was gonna say showing that he, why he was a first round pick, but I don't know. Well, I'm not gonna go that far. CJ Stroud, man, that man is the truth. 16 for 21, 274 yards and 3 TDs. Didn't throw an interception. That if anything, it solidified him more that he was the best rookie quarterback in this class, without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? Good on him. It's going to be a tough task ahead, but it's good to see the young boy ball. You know what I'm saying? And congrats to D'Amico Ryans, man. I mean, shit, first year and you lead your team to the second round. I mean, hey, that's kind of setting high expectations for the Texans, man, especially going forward, especially when they're fully healthy. Yeah, I'm just going to combine these last two teams, man. The NFC East, the Cowboys and the Eagles just kind of shit the bed. The Cowboys, man, I feel like at this point, Jerry Jones just needs to relax. He needs to go ahead and sit up in that booth, watch his team play, not talk so much. Kind of just let his coach, hire somebody as a GM because he's still the GM, correct?
Yeah, him and his son.
Yeah, so he needs to hire somebody on as a GM and let them run the team. I get it. You want to be in the picture and all that. Like, you could do that. You could do that. Very much you could do that. But clearly it's not working. Yeah, Dak played like ass. Mike McCarthy didn't call a great game, but at this point, man, I feel like Jerry Jones is writing checks that y'all can't cash, man. Like, his mouth get y'all in more trouble than anything else. Don't get me wrong. There are some things that I think that the Cowboys can clean up and maybe, get better at. I feel like if maybe if they had Trayvon out there, it would have been a bit different. I don't know. But definitely the Cowboys need to go into this offseason looking at like what are they not doing right? Not what they're doing right. What are they not doing right? And the Eagles, I don't think they have an identity anymore. I think the biggest thing, once I found out that Matt Patricia was their D coordinator, I was like, oh, no wonder they suck. Because Matt Patricia is not Matt Patricia, he shouldn't have a job, man. Like, you saw what he did with the Lions. Yeah, he's under from that Belichick tree. But we all know Belichick calls the defense over there in New England. So I'm going to be honest, man. The Eagles, that's where the Eagles made a big mistake. They had a couple of injuries. But at the same time, man, they need to find an identity and they need to get it together because they have a roster that is very talented and they still have Jalen Hurts under contract. So they need to get that together. And good on Baker Mayfield. But that's all I got to say.
Baker the touchdown maker.
Yeah, he played pretty good.
What you got, man?
Packers. Are you hearing Packers all Sunday? I didn't want to keep hearing it. Drunk in there, Packers. What I'm going to talk about, and I say, I told you so. And I said that Jordan Love would be good this year. And I said he would excel this year. It didn't happen early, but it happened when it matters the most. Right now. I don't know what he learned from Aaron Rodgers for sitting for three years. He learned something. He learned how to throw that back foot post pattern when he throw that run the post route and throw that back foot off that back foot and throw it on time. It's like money. I got to give the Packers some credit. I'm surprised. That was the surprise game to me because the Cowboys defense was supposed to be they didn't play good. Defense did not show up. They didn't get out the locker room. And Jordan Love had time to throw the ball, all game, even though there was some holds there, but he had time to throw. He could eat a donut, drank some coffee, and then wiped his ass and sat down to how long he had to throw. And I was disappointed because I expected that defense to just, they've been playing. I expected them to just dominate that game, and it went the opposite way. So give a shout out to the Packers, give a shout out to the quarterback. You got to give him credit. Give Jordan Love his credit. They was talking about, we don't know if he's gonna be here. We're gonna be ready to draft another quarterback. See how fast we get the hook. But the hook they got the hook put up for now because he balling. And that was a game that I don't know. I'm not even if any other team that I would possibly root for and want to see win is the Cowboys. Only reason why, because Jerry Jones put his heart and soul and he wants to spend that money. He got good intentions. Remind me of Al Davis. You got good intentions, but sometimes you got to go with less to get that what you want, But and then who else? The Lions, tip the cap. Jared Goff went out for there and told his ex-coach, say, I'm coming to get you. And you guys, that was a lot of fire. I mean, I knew that I picked the Lions, but that was the best game of the day. Mm-hmm. That was an entertaining game. We watched that one too. We watched that whole game. That was very entertaining. But who else? One other team. Oh, the Eagles. They suck. It was either, I don't know what happened to the Eagles. How do you go 11-5, lose to a team 9-8, and you guys couldn't tackle if you was in a phone booth? Man, the fundamentals of tackling all went out the door. I have never seen a team tackle that poor in any playoff game. These are professional athletes. Man, I taught my kids, Pop Warner, to tackle better than that. I mean, wrap up or hit somebody. That was the worst. And I'm sure you agree if you guys watched that game how the tackling was horrible. The Eagles, it didn't matter. Even if they'd have won that game, they'd have been dog meat for the 49ers. Anyway, so that's my take on that. And then the Browns game. I'm a CJ Stroud believer. I didn't say I didn't believe it in the beginning. That wasn't it. I just wanted to see what he was doing. If he continued to do it, and he's continued to do it. He outplayed Flacco. I mean, Flacco made through for 300 some yards, but he threw 2 pick sixes or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's why, Deshaun Watson, they spent all that money. He got to play next year. Regardless of that, and he has to play well. Otherwise, I think that he has to play well. I think he has to. He's got a guaranteed contract, and he's got to perform. Because if Joe Flacco could come off the couch eating some donuts and popcorn and play like that, he got to come and play. But anyway, that's all I got to say. I don't want to too much more. That I was just discussing the Cowboys game. I kept hearing that lady. She was drunk, birthday. I don't care. That was it was, Big G.
Yeah, man. Shoot, man. Where do I start?
Packers.
Yeah. I guess we'll go for me. Big surprise, man, with Cleveland. I don't know. I thought that defense would show up, and CJ, man, he picked them apart, man. It was all around just one team showed up, one team didn't, kind of like the Cowboys-Packers game. I was impressed with CJ, his pinpoint precision, man. Not only just on those laser passes where he just had to have it on the money, but also on his touch passes. He was he had the poise of someone who's been there before. So kudos to him for that, man. But I think the ride will be over this week. But kudos for him. He got one up under his belt. He won his first one. And now he's going into a buzzsaw. He's gonna get a real taste of real playoff football this week. So we'll see how he does then. One game you guys didn't really seem to hit on too much is that KC Miami game, man.
Too damn cold.
KC,
cold as hell.
Look, look up again. Same old team is right there in the end. And if you look at it now, them receivers didn't drop any passes in that game, one, and their defense had improved already. And the defense held the Dolphins to 7 points. I don't give a damn if it was cold out there, and everybody's playing in the same conditions. It's not like freaking Kansas City when they came out, the sun was out, and then when freaking the Dolphins came out, it got cold. They was all in the same conditions. KC caught the ball when they needed to. Mahomes looked sharp. That defense looked sharp. And going into Buffalo, a lot of people got Buffalo penciled in, man. And I think Mahomes and them are going to be like, not too fast, buddy boy. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be a good game. Buffalo is no way in hell cakewalking in that mug.
No.
you know. And then to kind of chime in on Mike Tomlin, I mean, it's amazing to me that they held on to Ben way too long and they wouldn't get them a quarterback. And then the quarterbacks that they did get, Rudolph. And, you know, I thought they may have had something with Pickett because, you know, I saw him play at college. He kind of – his personality fits that city, but really he's underwhelming. You know what I mean? He's overmatched at the position. They need a real quarterback. They haven't had one in a while. You know, maybe get their hands on Russell Wilson or something. You know, you never know.
You think they go after Kirk Cousins?
Yeah. Kurt in there. Yeah, that could work too. You know what I mean? I just don't like the fact that how like now that Ben Roethlisberger's not in the league, now he over there talking shit about Mike Tomlin.
He talking hella shit.
He's the problem. You know what I'm saying? I remember Rashard Mendenhall. He did a couple of interviews where he was talking about somebody might be a little racist on that team, man. You know what I'm saying? And so we don't go into it too much, but I give Mike Tomlin all the credit because with that organization, not only is he not allowed to have like, you know, full responsibility of personnel, but he does not even have full responsibility of his coaching staff. That shit is like Pittsburgh. The good thing about them making decisions as an organization is it is a decent organization. So they'll have decent players, you know what I'm saying? Decent coaches. But the bad thing is sometimes you need a leader just to let that leader, if you got a good one, let them take the reins and do what they need to do. You know what I mean? You get the things that they need to win. In this case, everybody knows that Mike Tomlin's out kicking his coverage. He's doing better than anyone else would do in that situation. So
absolutely.
That's why you can't – Steelers fans, I can sense their frustration because they're like they want more, but it's not the coach, man. It's the organization.
I know. So, I was about to say that too. That they do pick the staff.
It's kind of what it is, man. And Mike, you got one more year on his deal. I hope he just coaches that last year, man. I hope he goes to greener pastures. You know,
might go over there to them boys.
You know what I'm saying? Man, I was not surprised at the Tampa Bay score. I was surprised at the score, but just not. I don't know what's going on with Philly. If Sirianni, he lost the team.
What it looked
all
like.
Of a sudden, you look on the corners and freaking, it's like Bradbury done forgot how to play corner or something, man. You know what I'm saying?
You heard what Debo said. Trash.
That man was trash. I'm saying you don't hear freaking Hassan Reddick's name, Fletcher Cox. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? I don't know what happened with that team. They're very talented, but they're another one, just like the Cowboys, all those all pros and all world freaking players, and you know, it means nothing. Paper champions have never won a championship. So with both teams, they're deciding to run it back with the same coaches. So you're going to get the same next year too. I don't know what to say. Like, I can't go in too much on the Cowboys. I'm frustrated. That's it is what it is. 3, 12, and 5 years in a row and nothing to show for it. You know what I'm saying? Next year we'll probably be 12 and 5 again because
what do you put that on? Like as a fan who really looks at the game of football as the Cowboys, like where do you think like it is that is y'all like what are y'all missing?
It's simple. It's easy. It's on the coaching staff, man. We got out-coached. You know what I mean? Like how Dan Quinn, how you gonna play man defense and bring pressure all year and then decide to get in the playoffs and run zone defense? That shit makes 0 sense.
I was talking to you about that. Why the hell you got Micah dropping in the coverage?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I blame a little bit of that on him just being lazy. I mean, how much can you do if you're trying to interview for a fucking head coaching job and you're preparing for a game also? You know what I mean? I don't think that's fair to the team, to the organization to be doing that. But shit, you know, it is what it is. It's going to be what it is because Jerry but it cracked me up. Not cracked me up, but I was like, man, I don't necessarily want to put some shit in the atmosphere, but I'm like, Jerry Jones, that man must have made a deal with Lucifer or something, man. That man was like, in your first 5 years of ownership, you better win as many championships as you can. I don't care what you build after that. You are never going to win a championship. And you listen to Jerry Jones talk. What do everybody keep saying all the time? Well, he keeps saying he don't have much time left. He don't have much time left to go. And it's like he knows, like 2025 on November 11th, man, I'm out of here. I'm checking out. So I got to – he feels like he's on the clock, but he can't give up control. He can't, like, do anything different than what he's doing. He's very stubborn, very hard-headed. The Cowboys will be the number one selling franchise, the highest, net worth, all that. Mm-hmm. But we won't win the championship, man. Not doing it the way we're doing it. Not going to happen. When you look at that, I like LaFleur too. I wanted to say, because that looked like the old guard versus the new guard. Mm-hmm. These young coaches, LaFleur, Sirianni wasn't there, but it's looking like Steichen was the freaking brains behind that offense.
Campbell,
after Steichen left, the offense. So you got LaFleur, you got McDaniels at Miami, you got Shanahan in Frisco. Who's that other guy? You got McVay in LA. Those dudes, they're out thinking these older coaches, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's why the league is getting younger. And that looked like freaking LaFleur. You just look at him on the sideline. He looked like when he had this little.
He looked cool as hell, right? He just chilling.
He just looked like, what I want to do now. Oh man, okay, you want one? Deep right corner, I got you. Let me do Pro Max double blitz, discount double check, and there it is.
Peep this though. Out of all the teams that are left in the playoffs, excluding the Ravens, because the Ravens, John Harbaugh has been there for a
great organization. Yeah.
You either have a former NFL player or a young coach phenom. You feel what I'm saying?
Man, he's young.
And if you think about it, all the young coaches, they from the Shanahan tree, ain't it?
Yeah.
Including an ex-player.
This is the good thing, man. When you have a head coach, like being a good X and O guy isn't a necessity, because Tomlin, he's not a great X and O guy. Who else could we go to? Campbell, he's not a great X and O guy. Not every coach. Some coaches could be just leaders of men. Antonio Pierce, he's not an X and O guy. Nope. Some guys are just good leaders of men. But I'll always, for me personally, I think my coach be an X and O also. Like those are the ultimate. Although it's not a necessity. Jimmy Johnson's my favorite coach of all time. What an X and O dude. Some dude know how to lead armies. They know how to fire up troops and get the job done. But man, these little dudes, like, watch. People think Green Bay gonna get blown out Saturday.
Nah, it ain't gonna happen. It's gonna be a dogfight.
LaFleur, I guarantee you, he's gonna put Love in some positions to get some things done, and he's used to playing against the West Coast offense, so their defense will be ready too. But with that said, I ran over. But we got to get into these games. We got to call these games this week, man. So let's roll into Saturday's slate. First, we have the Houston Texans versus the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens favored by 8.5. Over under in that game is 45.5. Texans come in at that number 12 offense, number 14 defense, 7-3 in the last 10, and coming off a nice little shellacking to the Browns, 45-14. Ravens, number 6 defense, number 6 offense, 8-2 in the last 10. And the Ravens have won the last 4 head-to-head meetings between these two teams. Now, Raider Mike, you can start us off, man. Give us who's going to win and what is the score going to be?
Well, I think Lamar Jackson, this is his clear-cut year to get to the Super Bowl and win it. I'm going to take the Ravens. It's gonna be a good game though. I mean, but I just think that defense they're gonna try to confuse this quarterback a little bit, and they're gonna get after the quarterback. One thing the Ravens they're gonna get after the quarterback and they're gonna hit you. So I'm gonna take the Ravens only because of the experience. Lamar Jackson is starving, hungry like Jack to get that Super Bowl. So I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens. Let me see. It's going to be a score high school. It's going to be. I'll take the Ravens. Damn, if I got to pick a score, I'm going to take 35 to 24. 35-24.
Hey, man, I just
35-24 Ravens. I got
it. Come on. I literally got that score written down.
Well, hey, great minds think alike, young.
Yeah. No, that's crazy.
You've been whooping our ass all year. You've been whooping our ass.
That's my score for the game too, though. That's crazy. That's absolutely nuts.
We all took the Ravens 35-24.
That is nuts. How is that? Damn, how the hell did we get that?
No, that's insane. That's insane.
Now I'm gonna change it up.
Now I gotta switch it up a little bit.
But that's where I'm at on that, though.
Okay.
All right, Architect. Got to switch the score up now.
Yeah, well, clearly I'm taking the Ravens, man. I think CJ and them gonna put up a good fight, but damn, I guess now, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say the score is gonna be I say 31-28.
Damn, close, huh?
Yeah. I think they're gonna put up a fight for real.
31-28?
Yep.
All right. Well, I switched mine up. I think in the beginning, they're gonna get punched in the mouth a little bit. You know, the Texans will, and then they'll fight back a little, and then the Ravens are gonna put it to bed. So that's why I kind of got the 35-24 score, because I figured the Texans would get a little garbage, little touchdown in the end, little confidence thing. But I think it'll be too far gone. Maybe I'll minus the garbage touchdown and just give the Ravens an extra field goal also. So I'll say my score is going to be 37-17.
Yeah, because you got to think very first game of the season for the Texans was the Ravens, and the Ravens beat them 25-9.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, I'm looking at it now. I mean, CJ, he threw for 242. He didn't throw a touchdown nor an interception. And Lamar, he threw for 169 and a pick. I'm assuming, obviously, both these teams got better over the years, but the Ravens, sorry, they're that team right now.
Yeah, the Ravens offense got a whole hell of a lot better. So their defense too, though. So you know. Right. So next up, got a big one. We got the Packers visiting the 49ers. 49ers favored by 9.5. Over under in that game is 50.5. Packers come in with the number 11 offense, number 17 defense, 7-3 in their last 10. 49ers, number 8 defense, number 2 offense, 7-3 in their last 10. Packers have won 2 of the last 3 meetings with the 49ers, but the 49ers won the last meeting in 2022, 13-10. Architect, do you liking this one, man?
Man, I'm kind of with what you said earlier. I think Green Bay, I think they're gonna, surprise some people going into Santa Clara and, putting people on notice that, they're here. They're here. I'm gonna take San Francisco though. I mean, they're coming off a bye. They're gonna be well rested. They're gonna have their guys at almost 100%. But again, I think this one is gonna be close, man. Score-wise, I'll say do I think the Niners are really? Yeah, okay. I'll say like this. I'll say the Niners, though. 28, Green Bay, 17.
All right. Ready, Mike?
Well, when we get on aboard the love train, but I don't know if I can go that far on that one yet, because I do like what Green Bay is doing. I do like quarterback, since I did call it. That he was going to, show his greatness.
And you act like you picked the Packers to win last week.
But I didn't know, I didn't pick them to win. Damn well I didn't pick them to win, though. Yeah, that was, like I told you, I was scratching my head, shaking my head the whole game about that. I knew he was good. He was going to be good. I would be lying to you if I said the Packers would win. I did not pick them. and I'm not picking them this week either. It's gonna be a good game though. But I will take I'll say the 49ers will win this game 34-24. I mean, but if Packers win, hey, I'll be the first one to go to this. Like I told us, I'll be the first one at this your job to tell you lost.
You know, I was looking at some of the Packers wins all year just to see if they had any impressive wins on there. And we almost people forget, man. Prime time they went on Thanksgiving and surprised people in Detroit and beat them.
Yeah, I remember that.
A week later, shit, they got KC at home. They beat them. You know, and shit, they went to Dallas, beat them. You know, people act like they just don't want to give this team a shot, man. You know, they're 9-point underdogs, and you look at some of the Niners wins this year. You know, they went at Washington. They beat them by 17, but if you watch that game, that was a sloppy game. Then they got mollywopped by the Ravens, of course. You know, shit, they can be had. It's not like they're invincible like people make it seem.
They're not.
With that said, I'm calling for the upset this week.
I'm not mad at it. I'm
calling for the upset, and I think the Packers. What I believe in the Packers is the coach, man. And this is what kind of scared me with them playing the Cowboys, because I always liked LaFleur as a head coach. Because remember when he first started coaching the Packers, him and Aaron Rodgers had a little tension because he wanted to change up things and do them how he did it. And in the beginning, it wasn't too cool, especially with the receivers dropping the ball. But guess what? Once Rodgers bought in, the offense started humming. You know what I mean? And now it seems like Love, if you look at him in that game against the Cowboys, that man, he has control of the offense. You know, he has a running game. He got that 49er kryptonite. He got receivers all over the board. So
all over that motherfucker, boy.
Shit. And people forget in the beginning of this year who had the number one offensive line in the NFL. Packers. But you know, the one thing is no Bakhtiari, but it seems they have replaced him. So all that said, be running my mouth, man. I'm gonna pick the Pack Attack. And I think the Packers, they've been scoring a lot of points too. I like the Packers to win this one 27-23. We'll take them Packers. 27-23. I think they're going to get the win this week. Next up, we have intriguing game. We got the Bucks visiting the Lions. Lions favored by 6 points. The over-under in this one is 48.5. Bucks coming. Look at this. Bucks coming with the number 28 offense and number 23 defense, but they are 7-3 in their last 10. Lions number 19 defense, but number 3 offense, 7-3 in their last 10. Bucks won the last 2 out of 3 in this matchup, but the Lions did win the last meeting. So this one, I guess I'll go first on this one. I think the Fighting Dan Campbells get another one, man. I think the Lions will take this one. Baker, I gotta give him credit. He's showing improved, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what happens at this point, you gotta give that man credit. You know, he took over for the Bucks. People expected the Saints to win that division because of Derek Carr. And shit, man, Baker, every time he gets doubted, you know, he always pull up to the occasion to a certain degree. And this one, he won a playoff game. I give him that, but that's overachieving. Now the reality is about to set in, and I'm going to take the Lions. I think the Bucks put up a fight for a while, but eventually the Lions win. I'm going to call this one. I'll say 30-20. 30-20 Lions. All right. Architect, who you liking this one, man?
Yeah, like you said, hey, shout out to Baker, man, for doing his thing, coming into a new team, leading them to the playoffs. I'm thinking like Baker Mayfield is what everybody hoped Johnny Manziel would even have an ounce to be.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Yeah,
Like,
because they both the same
same
type of.
player, in my opinion. Maybe Johnny ran a little bit more or whatever, little more athletic, but all in all, I think they're the same player. And
Yeah,
I
but
think
Baker is a better quarterback, though. He plays
Baker, he's better, he's
higher
more
QB
headstrong.
IQ.
Yeah, he has a way better head on his shoulders. Um, but like you said, I think this is where reality sets in. I think it comes to an end. I've been riding with the Lions since they hired Dan Campbell. I don't see myself hopping off the train now. Like I said, Jared Goff at home, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. So until that runs out, I'm gonna take Detroit, and I think this is gonna be a high scoring game. Honestly, both these teams' defenses aren't great, but they both like at least Baker likes to throw the rock around, and Jared clearly likes. He has the weapons for it. I think this game is gonna be 42-35 Detroit.
Damn.
Yeah,
Damn, they went up deep.
super high.
I
Yeah.
don't think Tampa Bay scoring 35 though.
Hey.
All right. So what do you think, Raider Mike?
That ain't what I think. I'll tell you what. I'm taking Dan Campbell and the Lions. Then we're gonna have to take. I'm taking Detroit, and I say the score will be 38-27. 38-27 Detroit. That's the score.
Detroit. Okay. So we got one more. The big game of the weekend. You have the Chiefs taking on the Bills. Bills minus 2.5. The over-under in that game is 45.5. Chiefs come in with the number 9 offense, number 2 defense, 6-4 in their last 10. Bills, number 9 defense, number 4 offense, 7-3 in their last 10. Bills have won the last 2 meetings between these two teams. Raider Mike, who you liking this one, man?
Well, I'm gonna have to go with them Bills, them Buffalo Bills. It's time to fulfill his destination, Josh Allen. He gotta beat Mahomes in the playoffs. Gotta happen. It's gonna happen. It will happen. I got the Bills. But my score, because Bills defense is a lot better than Miami's defense is pretty good too, but they didn't show up. Something happened. They had a lot. Miami has so many injuries. It wasn't even funny, but no excuses. You got to suit it up and play. But they did have a lot of injuries on defense. They had like 5-6 people out. But I'm going to take Buffalo to score. Let me see. What is my score? Buffalo will score 31, Kansas City 20. That's my score.
Oh, damn. Yes.
I go back to what was this? What year was this? I don't know what year this was. This is a couple of years ago. Oh, this is 2022. So 2 years ago when Buffalo was at Kansas City. And that was a hell of a game between both them quarterbacks. I'm talking about a duel for the century. Mm-hmm. I remember talking about saying this is like watching Tom Brady and Peyton Manning in their primes. Now I look at it, I'm like, damn. These two teams, they're both really good. You know what I'm saying? They are. Big difference here between this time and last. Tyreek Hill is no longer on the team. But the Buffalo Bills pretty much have the same team, especially offensively. But for me, it comes down to coaching and the quarterback. And for me, I'm always going to lean towards Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid because that dynamic duo is something that I have never seen personally in my years of watching football. I think Kansas City goes into Buffalo. I think it's going to be another close game. I think Kansas City wins it 38-35. I don't see Buffalo getting it done. I just don't.
Buffalo is coming in hotter than a jalapeno coochie right now.
Yeah.
I got to give them that. That's the only reason why.
Also, going towards the Chiefs myself. Like you said, the better coach with the better quarterback. It's so funny. whole synopsis was based off better defense and a better quarterback. So, I mean, who do I trust more in this situation? Josh Allen, who has been known to throw a critical interception or have a critical fumble throughout his career, or the guy who's actually won 2 Super Bowls? And then which coach do I trust? Do I trust the guy who's been getting it done for 2 decades at 2 different teams, or the coach known as a choke artist when it comes to big games? You know what I'm saying? And who has a better defense, Chiefs or the Bills? The Chiefs. So for me, I'm going with the logic in this. I think the Chiefs are a better team. I think they win the game, man. I think they've been there, done that. The Bills, they're going to be the latest of the teams who come in with that nice little shiny new armor, like the Cowboys, like the Eagles, you know what I'm saying? Like the Browns. Like they come in, they look good at the party, man, but they're playing a role. They're not the real deal. They're just actors. So Chiefs, I think the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
So Sunday.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying nothing else. I'm gonna just say I told you so.
Let me write that down on here.
Write that down.
What score? What was your score for the Chiefs?
Mine?
Yeah.
24-20.
24-20?
Yeah.
I just think that it's they got better offensive weapons. They can catch the ball better. And the running back. Well, I like Pacheco.
Nah, Pacheco is way better.
I know.
Nah, but James Cook's been red hot the last 7, 8, 9 games. You cannot say that he hasn't.
I'm not saying he hasn't. I still take Isaiah Pacheco, man.
Yeah, but they're not gonna run the ball against Buffalo, so that ain't gonna happen.
With that being said, can let everybody sign off.
It's your boy Raider Mike. I say it. I tell it all Sunday.
It's your boy, the Young Architect, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in as always. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next week.
Yes. It's Big G signing off. See y'all next week. Peace, 2 fingers.